Welcome to another episode of Ever Roaming. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about going from mile 11 to Lake Morena, which is about mile 20. Before we get into the hiking, there's a few things that I want to share with you. One, I mentioned that in my comments that I didn't do in the first video is how to get from San Diego to the terminus. So if you're flying in from somewhere and you come into the San Diego airport, you can take a bus from the airport to the trolley station in downtown San Diego, and then you can catch a trolley out to El Cajon. So there is a bus that goes from the trolley station in El Cajon down to Campo. I actually grew up in El Cajon and had never had any idea that there was the PCT right there, almost literally in my backyard. Not quite, it's in the mountains, but until I went and hiked down there. It says on Google it'll take you just over 3 hours total. I would just Google it. It's pretty easy to figure out the route and where to go. Just know that I don't believe there's a bus that runs on the weekends, according to what I saw on a blog post from Scout and Frodo. There's a lot of information on the PCTA's website on different ways to get to the terminus. And of course, if you're a section hiker and you can find a friend or a loved one to drive you, that's probably the easiest. We actually drove right up to the border. We parked right there and I walked out to the terminus. Okay, so some things to know about this first section. Generally in a dry year, there is often not water and there are long water carries. I've read some reports in years where there was no water from the terminus to either Hauser Canyon to the Hauser Creek or all the way up to Lake Morena at the 20-mile mark. So I got lucky the year that I did it. There was a lot of water along the way, but some of the water sources aren't always there. It's so far looking like this season, this is going to be winter of 2020, is looking pretty snowy thus far. So hopefully there'll be enough water this year. But in other years, always check your water report. There's a part of this hike from the bottom of Hauser Canyon which is about mile 15, to the top of a hill, and it's only a couple miles, and it's so Hauser Creek runs through Hauser Canyon, but there's this wall that you have to climb up, basically a couple of miles with switchbacks, and it's super exposed. And I thought that I had taken a long enough lunch break, I ate enough food, rested under the trees in the shade, and then I attempted to go up that hill. And yes, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to pass out from heat stroke or heat exhaustion, and that was going to be it for me. You'll see a scene where there's like turkey vultures circling me, and I'm like, no, I'm not dead yet. So one of the things that I would recommend for this part, the earlier you can get up in the morning to get up that hill before it gets hot, the better. If you get to the canyon and it's midday and it's really hot, I really suggest, if you haven't been training, to just take a little siesta under the trees and then go up the hill in the afternoon. You'll have plenty of time to get to Lake Morena from there. Okay, so who's ready to go hiking? But first, before we do, I have something really exciting to share with you. A special surprise that I got came in the mail for me today. I decided to order something for myself to try. And I think I will do a gear review video next before I do more hiking videos, but something came today from Z-Packs. Big box. What could that be? You'll have to tune in next week and find out. I'm gonna have to take it out and try it. Okay, so before we get to hiking, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe, hit the little bell down there so you'll be notified when I put up my next video. And let's go enjoy the trail.
Good morning. I didn't take any video in camp last night other than in my tent because there's so many people, and this morning as well. A little slow on getting up and getting out of camp. But look at this view this morning. This is beautiful. Day 2. Today's the big climb out of Hauser Canyon, down and up, and then Lake Morena tonight. All right. Stopped here for water this morning, about mile 12, flowing good. A long stretch without water yesterday, but this is good. Use the new filter. See how it tastes. It's nice and cold. So I stopped here for lunch. This is Hauser Canyon and the creek flowing through. There's other people, so didn't film. But there's a little creek down here. Really pretty. Like a little paradise oasis down here in the bottom of this canyon. And now, after a very long lunch and resting and cooling off, I have a 3+ mile, I think about 3.5 mile climb out of Hauser Canyon. So, yeah, gotta go way up there, somewhere up there. Already circling in anticipation. I'm not dead yet. Thanks. Didn't make it very far up the hill. I think I'm at mile 16. I found probably the only tree on this entire hill that gives shade. Got really, really lightheaded and dizzy, like from the heat. It's a lot hotter than I anticipated, and I had a nice long lunch and a lot of water and electrolytes, but this hill is a killer and I don't want to die. There's a turkey vulture circling me. But it is beautiful up here. This is my little shady spot. Gonna hang out here for a little while, let it cool down a little bit, and then head up. Hot. Very, very hot. It's my little shade spot. Yeah, I'm sitting here in my sports bra, wet handkerchief, trying to cool off. My cheeks are red. I got way overheated, and I was going slow. This hill's no joke, and it's totally exposed. So I got a nice little cubby here, gonna just chill out for a bit. Literally chill. Back on the trail. Just taking it super slow. There's some beautiful poppies over there. They came from way over there. Beautiful day. There's a nice breeze right now, which I am loving. Still gotta go up, up, up. Slow and steady. Well, I made it like a little bit further. I found this big boulder to get some shade and cool down. There's some nice shade here. Right here. Got the sit pad out. It's cooling down. Yeah, I'm not getting enough calories. I'm gonna have to start eating more. Yep. Alright. I'm at like 17.7-ish. Not quite, maybe. Got off that other hill that was super dry, super exposed. This trail has way more shade and pretty flowers. And it's starting to cool down a little. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got about just over 2 miles to go to Lake Morena for the night. Hoping to make it there by 6. Oh my goodness. And I just want to soak my feet in cold water. So beautiful. It's much more green up here. The other part was very brown. Also saw another one of those cool lizards. Ooh. All right, I want to know what this purple bush is. Note the purple bush. Okay, so I just realized my video is not recording. End of day 2. I'm at Lake Morena. What a day. So it took me a little longer than expected. I thought I might get a little further north, like maybe stop in here like midday or afternoon and like get lunch. I made it here by just after 5 because of this crazy hill that I climbed coming out of Hauser Creek. And it's like the main part of it is maybe 2 miles, but and then it keeps going, but that part is so exposed and there's no shade. And I got lucky and I found 2 spots with shade, but I sat in each of them for like 45 minutes or more because I totally thought I was going to pass out in the heat. And I learned a huge lesson today that I need way more calories during the day, especially if I'm doing that kind of climbing. And then I noticed today, like after I got over that part and into like the regular terrain, I was feeling a lot better. Like my hip wasn't hurting, and my feet just kind of hurt a little, but like on the balls of my feet, but not so bad. Not like every step was painful. And I noticed like my backpack, there's just like parts of it are kind of like where it's rubbing. It's annoying, but it's not like hurting. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to put some more miles on tomorrow. I had hoped that I would start doing 15-mile days, but I think 10 to 12 a day is going to be reasonable. It's way more challenging to keep going. So, and then it's only day 2, and I went to this restaurant and I got a double bacon cheeseburger. And I ate it all with fries. I was so hungry. I don't know what hiker hunger is really, but it's only day 2. I can't say that's what it was. But I definitely learned that I need way more calories and do not climb giant hills that are exposed at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That was just not a good idea. I felt like I was back on the Trans Catalina Trail. It was bad. But once I got to the top of the ridge and got over, it was really beautiful. And there was some more of those amazing lizards. They look like tiny dinosaurs. They're really cool. All right, I'm hoping I get some sleep tonight. I can hear my neighbor snoring. Good night.